Hey everybody, this is Daniel. I just wanted to give you an update on my family, what's been going on with us over the past couple of years. The past couple of years have been really bad, or really hard on us. Been tough. Just a little over 2 years ago, we found out that Marissa was going to lose her job, and then soon after that, like the writing was on the wall that I would probably have to go and find another job as well. Marissa had been working at an IUSB at the Child Development Center for 5 years. I had been at my church at Hillside for I think 2 years at the time, and just things weren't going as well as we had hoped in either place. IUSB was hemorrhaging money on the daycare, and so they decided um, to sell it off, and so Marissa had to quickly find more or different work. She had the opportunity to stay at that center with the woman that bought it out, but she decided against it in the end for a better opportunity with migrant, or not migrant. Marissa had worked for Migrant Head Start, but now she just works for Head Start in Elkhart County, and it's been a good thing for her to be a part of. It's been very challenging for her. She, I believe, has grown a great deal in how to be a teacher, how to be professional, how to deal with conflict resolution, and as well as a host of other things. Um, she has to see this as a ministry. It is a very, very taxing job on her, very hard. She comes home sometimes and is crying just because of the situations that some of these kids are in, some of the situations that the parents are in. I would ask that you pray for her in that you would think about her, that you would, if you can, encourage her and help her to see that she can make a really big difference in people's lives. As for me, I think it was something like April or May of I think 2014, we started to talk about the possibility of I might have to go and find other work at the church. Things weren't going as well or quickly as we had hoped, building the church and all that. The things that we've done at the church have been really great, have been, I believe, for the best for the church. So I quickly started scrambling, looking for work. All the while knowing that we had just had a child, and losing my job after I have my first child. I had to go find other work, and so I went back to my old job actually, because there's nothing else out there. I found out really quickly that I'm qualified for two things: being a pastor and being a butcher. My degree is in ministry, and well, unfortunately, you can't do anything with that, basically, but be a pastor. Kind of stinks. So I chose to go back to Kroger and stay with Hillside as the youth pastor part time, and I chose this. So for the past year and a half, I think I started back in October at Kroger in 2014. And so since then, I've worked there. I've looked at other jobs here and there, and they just kind of didn't work out, or they would take me to another state, and I wasn't interested in that. I have been interested in staying in this area. I have been interested in really staying with Hillside. I have been loyal to Hillside because I believe in that ministry. So every decision I've made has been to with another job, it has been with the mindset of sticking with Hillside. Kroger, on the other hand, has been very tough. It's a stressful job, and we cycle through new hires left and right. My old boss wouldn't go by like union standards and give me and one of the other guys that has been there better hours, the better hours. So I've spent most of my past year and a couple months, like 15 months, closing every night. I don't get to spend all that much time with Liam or Marissa. Liam, I would at least get to spend the morning with if I worked at 12:30 to 9. Marissa, if I worked at 12:30 to 9, she works mornings, I work evenings. You know how it goes. I get to see her for an hour a day. That's it. That's all I get to see my wife for, an hour a day. That sucks. That has put so much stress on our marriage. We've been distant, and we know that. So we've made it a conscious effort to not be that way, to really try to not fight, to not be horrible to one another, to consciously love one another. So a lot of times on Sunday, I'll come early in the morning to the church, and I'll work, and then immediately after church is done, I have to run in my office, change, and then get to Kroger. So I don't get to see people, I don't get to talk to people, and so my ministry at Hillside has basically become nothing. I've went from being the youth pastor and the associate pastor to doing all this different stuff, these amazing projects I was able to do, overseeing our move from the gym, or from the chapel to the gym, to our new worship center, setting up the new worship center, doing all of that. It's been great. I got to do a lot of videography stuff and the church website and YouTube and all these different things, and I've loved it. And now all I do is worship on Sunday mornings. I don't do anything else. I haven't been able to do anything else with anybody in our church. I don't feel like I'm a pastor. I've probably brought more stress into this situation than Marissa has or would like. I've been the one to really cause the problems in our marriage, our relationship, and it's because of the psychological damage that losing a job does to you. Marissa lost her job and I lost my job. That's a nightmare. Anybody out there that has lost a job in the situation that that I'm in, you'll know what I'm going through, what Marissa's going through. So, the good thing is that we found jobs. Like, immediately found jobs. We've always been taken care of. God has always taken care of us. Since the beginning of our marriage, God has always taken care of us. And that's a great thing. That's a great testimony to have. That God has taken care of us. It's not always been what we've wanted. It has not always been what we've dreamed of. But we've been provided for. When I say wanted, I mean wanted. I do not want to work where I work. That's not who I set out to be. It's not what I want to do. I want to be a pastor. Nothing against Kroger. It's just I don't want to do it. And so, with this, with me saying that God has always taken care of us, it's also really it's also really weird.
A battle.
Cool. Liam's watching Paw Patrol. It's been really hard because it's really hard for me to really go through this, especially for losing my job, because of this whole aspect of I feel like I am called to be a pastor. Like, there's been this really clear calling on my life to be a pastor in a church setting, to teach and to guide and all that sort of stuff. So, like, I've said it before. Like, anybody can lose a job, right? I've actually lost a job before. I lost my job when I was in college. I worked at Walmart. I was summer help, and they just let me go. Anybody can lose their job from Walmart, right? Anybody can lose their job, period. But when you have this clear calling from God that you're supposed to be a pastor and that's what you're doing, and then you lose that job, that's damaging. It's really damaging. So, even though God has taken care of us every single step of the way, here I am, still sitting here right now as a pastor, as an ordained reverend, who has been taken care of every step of the way, who hasn't lost the house, who hasn't lost his car, who hasn't lost his family. I can sit here and still say that it is really hard to trust God. It's really hard. I have been struggling for the past 15 months about this. Longer than 15 months, 18 months. Why, God, have you done this? What's the plan? What's the purpose for this? The only thing that I can think of is that even though this has been a nightmare, it's been a growing experience. And that if I don't actually stop and look at it for what it is, for what God wants me to see in it, then I'm going to totally miss it and I'm not going to grow from it. I don't want to distrust God, you know? It's just a natural byproduct of this. I'm ashamed of it. Now, things have actually turned around. Things have gotten better. My boss retired at Kroger, and so I'm the number two. I get better hours now. I get to actually have a life. I've been looking at ministry jobs. I've been talking to my pastor about this for a long time, and it's time for me, I believe, to start looking. Because I love being a pastor. You know, in the sense of, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. I need to start using it. And that's why I have to say that I'm going to be looking. It's time for me to get back into it. All in. This is what I trained to do. It's what I want to do. I don't want to do anything else with my life. I don't want to be a butcher. I don't want to be a graphic designer. I want to do great things in the church for the glory of God. It's what I've always wanted to do. Since the first time I stepped foot on Bethel's campus to go through orientation with my brother. My brother got into Bethel, and I was at Ball State. I was trying to be a band teacher. And my mom had me go to orientation with Robbie. And so I went. And I fell in love with the campus. And just the thought, kind of started seeping into my brain. Could I really do this? And so I was thinking about it and thought, well, okay, if I go here, what could I do? And they had a list of majors, and I saw Christian ministries, and all I could think was, I could be a pastor. Sweet. Get to talk about Jesus all day long, and then and get paid for it. Yeah, I'm totally in. So I really started thinking about it, praying about it, and it became clear to me that that's what I was supposed to do. So this is what I'm going to do. And I'm not ashamed of that. My time at Hillside has been wonderful. It has been a growing experience in many different ways. And I have loved just about every minute of it. Hey, Liam. Come here, buddy. Come here. Let's look at the camera. You want to see the camera? You want to see yourself? Come here, bud. Liam is getting big. Come here. Look at you. Look. Look at you. Wow. Oh, Billy. You're crouched down. Oh, there you are. Say hi.
Hi.
Man. His
Hey,
favorite.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
Umbrella.
Umbrella. Yeah. He sees my umbrella for my light. Liam loves Paw Patrol and Team Umizoomi.
I want to patrol myself.
You want to go watch Paw Patrol by yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's super smart. I think he's smarter than I was at his age. I think he's going to be smarter than me. Here's hoping. He's growing big. He's big, too. He's really big for a 3-year-old. 2.5-year-old. He's not 3 yet. I'm rushing things. He's as big as a 3-year-old. There we go. So, alright, guys. Looks like my wife's home. I'll let you go. Love you all. And I hope to be in contact with you more.